You carry within you an essence that refuses to dim, a current of ageless vitality that keeps shining brighter each day. The reflection you see is not bound by the ordinary passage of time, but rather illuminated by the depth of your awakening. This glow is not surface level, it is the undeniable proof that transformation has taken root in the very fabric of your being. Life's pressures dissolve as though swept away by an invisible tide, leaving behind a presence that feels lighter, clearer, and renewed. What once seemed like evidence of wear has now been replaced by a brilliance that radiates effortlessly, a soft yet powerful reminder that change from within creates a beauty no external force can diminish. Every moment reveals how deeply this shift has reshaped you. Your inner harmony projects itself outward, leaving the world unable to ignore the presence of your renewal. There is no mask here, no effort to conceal, only the natural unveiling of a life touched by profound alignment. The radiance emerging is not something you chase, but rather something that rises instinctively, like dawn breaking across the horizon. The gaze you carry now tells a story words cannot capture. No longer heavy with the echoes of yesterday, your eyes beam with clarity, as if holding the brilliance of uncharted galaxies. They do not simply look, they transmit, drawing others into a field of magnetism they cannot explain. Within them, a quiet fire dances, alive, captivating, and filled with promise. This light is not borrowed, it is the raw, unshakable signature of your own ascension. Your body, too, speaks the language of change. It bends, flows, and adjusts as though guided by something greater than physical law. What leaves is not lost, it is released. What stays is not stagnant, it is renewed. At times the shifts may feel like storms passing through, yet each transition brings you closer to the balance your spirit has called forth. If your heart overflows with God's blessings, let that love shine. Click the super thank you button and give $20 or more to plant seeds of faith that will impact countless lives. Your generosity reflects His abundance. Be a vessel of His grace and watch His kingdom flourish through you. There is an elegance to the way you now move through the world. It is as though gravity itself responds differently to you, granting a grace that feels effortless. You do not push or strain to embody this lightness, it is simply there, emerging naturally as a reflection of your state. Every step announces to existence that you are no longer who you once were. The changes are subtle and monumental all at once. A softening where harshness once lived, an expansion where limits once pressed in. Your entire being becomes a canvas, painted with shades of peace, strength, and renewal. This evolution cannot be undone, for it is not a performance, it is truth lived and breathed into form. And as you stand in this reality, your very presence becomes an invitation. Others feel it before they understand it, the quiet assurance that something extraordinary is possible. Not through force, not through resistance, but through the opening of the soul to its eternal source. This is not just your story, it is the story you embody, inspiring all who witness it to believe in the miracle of their own unfolding. You are stepping into a state where the weight of stress no longer dictates the rhythm of your life. What once drained your energy and left invisible marks on your spirit is now dissolving into calmness. The tension that used to feel permanent is giving way to a steadier presence, a softness that strengthens rather than weakens. Every layer of pressure that slips away reveals a lighter essence beneath, one that carries an unmistakable radiance. The practices you embrace are no longer simple habits, they have become anchors that hold you steady in a shifting world. With each intentional pause, your body remembers balance, and your mind finds clarity. These sacred pauses act like gates, closing off chaos and opening the way for peace to flow freely. It is here that renewal begins, quiet, powerful, and unstoppable. Breathing is no longer a mere act of survival but an act of transformation. Each inhale draws in harmony, and each exhale clears away the shadows that once clung to you. The stillness cultivated in those moments does not vanish when you rise, it lingers, reshaping the way you move, speak, and even glow. Your presence becomes magnetic, not because of effort, but because peace itself radiates outward through you. The skin reflects this story more clearly than any words could. What once bore traces of burden now reveals a smoother, brighter vitality. The light in your face no longer comes from outside sources but from the serenity anchored within. This glow is not temporary, it is the visible expression of a life freed from the grasp of tension. Calmness has reshaped not only your outer form but also the atmosphere around you. People sense it in the way you enter a room, the unspoken serenity that moves with you. It is a transformation so complete that it becomes contagious, inspiring those who witness it to believe in their own possibility of renewal. The energy you carry whispers of timelessness, erasing the urgency of age. This peace is not fragile, it is resilient. Even when life presents challenges, you return to your center with greater ease. The storms no longer erode your strength, they pass, leaving you more grounded than before. What once felt like an endless fight against pressure has now turned into a dance of release and restoration. What emerges from this journey is more than stress relief, it is the rebirth of vitality. The quiet power you carry becomes a shield and a beacon, preserving your essence while inviting growth. With each passing day, this freedom deepens, reminding you that serenity is not a luxury but a path to ageless brilliance. The body is entering a stage of renewal, no longer burdened by the invisible weight of what once drained its strength. Layers of stagnation are falling away as if a veil is being lifted, and with each passing day, vitality emerges with greater clarity. What once dulled your energy has been replaced by a flow of lightness that feels pure and unrestrained. This transformation is not just physical, it carries within it the essence of freedom, a release that makes every cell resonate with life. Every choice made with intention becomes an offering to this process. Food is no longer consumed as a simple act of filling the body but as a devotion to purification. Bright, living nourishment infuses strength, while crystal clarity in what you drink awakens the very core of your being. What enters your system is no longer careless, it is deliberate, carrying the vibration of renewal. The rhythm of daily life begins to reflect this cleansing. The first sip of water in the morning is no longer ordinary, it is the spark that ignites the system, washing away what no longer belongs. With each meal, your body receives not only sustenance but a reminder that healing is possible with every choice. The act of eating becomes a quiet ceremony where impurities are swept aside and youthfulness is restored. As the days pass, the body itself becomes a testament to this dedication. Skin that once seemed tired now reveals a brighter surface, not from external decoration but from the inner flow of purity. There is a softness and vitality that radiates outward, impossible to miss. The reflection you see does not merely look refreshed, it carries the unmistakable energy of rebirth. The transformation goes deeper than what can be seen. Energy, once clouded and heavy, now moves freely, like a river no longer blocked by stones. The body learns to sing again, each system aligning in harmony. This is not a temporary improvement, it is a restructuring that alters the very way your being interacts with life itself. Cleansing is no longer a task but a way of existing. With each release of what is no longer needed, more room is made for vitality, balance, and clarity. What once clung to you has no power now, replaced by a vibrant current of life that constantly circulates. This is the art of living lighter, freer, and more deeply attuned. What emerges from this process is far more than physical health. It is a radiance that cannot be hidden, a presence that tells the world of your unshakable connection to renewal. Impurities that once clouded your essence are gone, and in their place stands a timeless brilliance. This is the embodiment of inner cleansing, a life that glows with the unmistakable mark of purity and ageless vitality. A deep quietness has settled within, one that cannot be shaken by noise or time. This calm is not fleeting but woven into your essence, softening your presence and creating an ageless quality that speaks louder than words. What was once carried as tension has dissolved, leaving behind a glow of balance and harmony that others recognize instantly. It is not simply seen on the surface, it radiates from the depths of who you are. The practices you honor each day are more than actions, they are doorways into serenity. In moments of reflection, In whispered affirmations that align thought with truth, you cultivate a stillness that anchors you. These rituals become currents of stability, reminding your spirit that peace is not sought outside but remembered within. Through them, life takes on a rhythm that flows with ease. Morning begins with intention, and that intention reshapes the hours that follow. Gratitude opens the heart, while words of empowerment weave strength into the fabric of your day. The energy you call forth is steady and unshakable, guarding your spirit from the weight of worry. What was once written across your face as strain has now been replaced with the grace of calmness, leaving no trace of unrest behind. This inner harmony is reflected outward as though your features themselves were sculpted by tranquility. The furrows of concern that once shadowed your expression no longer find a place there. Instead, a gentleness shines through, a timeless softness that defies the counting of years. It is as though the passage of time has no authority over a soul anchored in peace. The beauty of this serenity lies not in silence alone but in the vitality it creates. Your body responds to the balance within, carrying itself with renewed energy. The calm that fills you is not passive, it is powerful, restoring and revitalizing every part of your being. Each breath taken in this state strengthens your spirit and renews your glow. The transformation is undeniable. A spirit that once wrestled with turmoil now walks with grace. Every interaction, every movement, carries the imprint of a soul at rest. The atmosphere around you shifts as well, touched by the calm you embody. Those who encounter your presence feel uplifted, as though reminded of their own capacity for peace. This is not a fleeting condition but a lasting state of being. Tranquility has become your foundation, and from it, timeless radiance flows. What you now hold within is a light that rejuvenates, not through effort but through alignment. The world sees the serenity written across your face, but its true source lies deeper, a soul fully at peace, glowing with vitality that endures beyond time. The body has awakened into a rhythm of cleansing that feels effortless yet extraordinary. What once lingered as heaviness is now swept away with ease, leaving a current of clarity that touches every part of you. This transformation is not random, it is the natural response of a spirit aligned with vitality. The inner flame burns brighter, pushing out what no longer serves, and revealing a glow that speaks of timeless strength. Movement and breath have become more than physical acts, they are gateways into renewal. Each stretch, each inhale drawn with intention, works like a tide that carries away impurities. These moments are sacred in their simplicity, sharpening the body's innate wisdom and unlocking reservoirs of energy that had long been hidden. Renewal flows in rhythm with your actions, amplifying the light that radiates outward. The daily rituals that guide this process are alive with purpose. When the body moves in harmony with spirit, every step, every motion triggers release. What was once stagnant dissolves, and what remains is a purified state that grows stronger with time. The act of living itself becomes a cleansing force, an endless cycle of shedding and rebirth that keeps vitality expanding. The face and skin tell the story with unmistakable clarity. Where dullness once settled, now brilliance emerges. This is not a superficial change but the visible imprint of deep cleansing at work. Every pore reflects vitality, every glance carries an energy that is both vibrant and serene. The radiance cannot be faked, it is the truth of a body purified by conscious choice. The energy that follows this purification is boundless. It does not merely restore what was lost but pushes beyond into states of power and resilience unknown before. The body is no longer sluggish or burdened but alive, responding eagerly to each practice that supports its release. This is not a fight against aging, it is a rewriting of the rules altogether. Through commitment to this path, vitality has been woven into the very fabric of being. Each repetition of ritual, each mindful choice compounds the effect, building a foundation that nothing can shake. It is not discipline alone that fuels this, it is devotion to the process of becoming lighter, purer, and more attuned to life's flow. The result is undeniable, a presence that embodies renewal itself. The skin glows, the eyes shine, and energy flows like a river unending. What emerges is not a person untouched by time, but a being who has transcended its weight. Each act of cleansing becomes a declaration of eternal youth, a reminder that true beauty is not preserved, it is reborn again and again through the alchemy of spirit and body in harmony. The body has awakened into a new harmony where nourishment is no longer wasted but fully embraced. What once passed through without leaving its mark now infuses every cell with power and vitality. This shift has given rise to a strength that radiates outward, showing itself in the smallest details of your being. It is not only the body that benefits, it is the essence of your spirit that glows brighter through this transformation. Meals are no longer routine, they have become intentional acts of renewal. Each bite carries meaning, chosen not for habit but for purpose. With every deliberate choice, you send a message to your body that it is cherished and honored. This reverence turns simple food into a force that sustains youthfulness and amplifies vitality, aligning body and spirit in perfect balance. The energy system that supports you acts like a conduit, drawing in every ounce of nourishment with precision. Nothing is overlooked, nothing is lost. Proteins, minerals, and life-giving elements are absorbed completely, weaving themselves into your very structure. This efficiency makes your body thrive in ways that feel extraordinary, as though nature itself bends to enhance your vitality. The reflection of this process is visible. Hair that once lacked vibrance now gleams with vitality, as though infused with light itself. Nails that may have once broken easily now stand resilient, strong, and unwavering. These are not just physical changes, they are signs of a deeper harmony at play, proof that inner balance writes itself onto the body's canvas. What once seemed ordinary has been elevated to extraordinary through mindful nourishment. The act of eating is no longer passive but sacred, a ritual that deepens connection to life. With each meal, you are not only sustained, you are reborn. This transformation is not confined to the physical alone but ripples through energy, mood, and spirit. Endurance and strength now flow with ease, supported by a body that knows exactly how to draw what it needs. The resilience you embody is not forced, it is natural, arising from the perfect exchange between what you give your body and how it responds. This dynamic balance ensures that every day begins with renewed energy and unshakable vitality. The culmination of this transformation is a presence that defies time. Every strand of hair, every subtle glow of skin, every strong curve of a nail whispers of a body fully nourished, a spirit fully aligned. You are no longer simply feeding the body, you are strengthening the essence of who you are. In this state, youthfulness is not maintained but magnified, and vitality becomes your eternal companion. Awareness has expanded into a new dimension, sharpening the way life is experienced. The body and mind are no longer dulled by distraction but alive to every movement, sound, and subtle shift in energy. This sensitivity preserves youthfulness because it keeps the spirit engaged, the mind fluid, and the body responsive. What once seemed ordinary now reveals hidden layers of meaning, each moment carrying a vividness that feels timeless. This clarity has not arrived by chance, it is cultivated through discipline and presence. Every breath drawn with intention, every pause filled with observation, strengthens the bond between self and the surrounding world. Through these mindful practices, awareness becomes second nature, weaving itself into the rhythm of daily life until it is inseparable from who you are. The ground beneath each step, the rhythm of the air moving around you, the subtle play of sound, all are felt with an intensity that renews. This kind of perception is not fragile, it is powerful, keeping the mind sharp and the body tuned. It is this connection to the smallest details that anchors vitality and ensures the flow of energy never diminishes with age. The body reflects this heightened state in movement and agility. Reaction is no longer delayed, and perception is no longer clouded. Instead, there is an ease of flow, a grace that comes from harmony with the unseen currents of life. The glow of youth remains not because time is resisted, but because awareness keeps both spirit and body vibrant and aligned. This practice transforms ordinary living into an art form. Each sound carries depth, each image radiates detail, and each sensation becomes a reminder of presence. Life is experienced in full color, the edges sharper, the textures richer. This richness fuels vitality and maintains resilience in ways that defy conventional understanding of aging. The spirit, too, thrives in this expanded sensitivity. Being attuned to subtle shifts in energy strengthens intuition and deepens clarity of thought. This connection does not weigh down, it uplifts, making each decision lighter, each action more aligned. The vitality that arises from this awareness is both mental and physical, reinforcing an unshakable harmony. Through this state of living, agelessness becomes more than a concept, it is reality embodied. The senses act as guardians, keeping youth alive not in appearance alone, but in responsiveness, clarity, and presence. This is what it means to be timeless, to move with heightened awareness, to live fully in each moment, and to carry a glow that endures endlessly. The release of heavy emotions has opened space for a brighter, lighter existence to take root. Old wounds that once weighed on the spirit are now dissolving, replaced by clarity that shines through your entire being. What was hidden in shadow has been transmuted into light, and the eyes, once clouded, now reflect an unmistakable brilliance. This process is not only healing but renewing, giving rise to a vitality that cannot be dimmed. Expression becomes a path of liberation. Whether through words poured into a journal, moments of deep reflection, or sharing your heart in safe spaces, you unburden yourself with each release. Every act of opening creates freedom, allowing the spirit to expand. The weight of the past no longer clings, leaving behind a calm presence that radiates through every gesture and glance. The face tells the story without words. Stress lines soften and vanish, giving way to a softness that reveals peace. This transformation is not superficial, it comes from the depths of a spirit unshackled. What emerges is a beauty untouched by time, serene and luminous, born from the power of letting go and stepping fully into truth. Eyes, especially, carry this renewal with striking clarity. They no longer reflect exhaustion or sorrow but shine with a spark that seems endless. The gaze now holds both depth and gentleness, captivating in its calm intensity. This brilliance is not learned, it is a natural consequence of inner release, the light of the soul breaking free. The journey of cleansing extends beyond emotion into the very core of spirit. Energy once blocked by grief now flows freely, invigorating body and mind alike. This circulation brings strength, resilience, and an aura of timelessness. Emotional release becomes spiritual rebirth, proving that healing is not just survival, it is transformation into a higher state of being. In moments of stillness, the depth of this freedom is felt most clearly. The self no longer carries chains but walks in harmony with life's rhythm. The inner equilibrium created by cleansing radiates outward, inspiring others to sense their own capacity for renewal. It is a ripple effect of peace, emanating far beyond the individual. The result is unmistakable, a presence that glows with purity and ageless grace. No longer bound by old narratives, the spirit moves through life as a beacon of renewal. Each day of release adds to this vitality, ensuring that beauty, clarity, and strength endure endlessly. Emotional and spiritual cleansing has not only restored you, it has remade you into an eternal embodiment of radiance. The body now carries itself with an elegance that mirrors the spirit within. Alignment is no longer just a matter of structure, it is a reflection of inner balance and self-respect. Shoulders lift with ease, the spine rests tall, and each step conveys quiet confidence. This posture does more than shape appearance, it anchors a vitality that resists the erosion of time, leaving a presence both strong and graceful. Daily rituals of movement transform into acts of devotion. Stretching becomes a way of unfolding what has been held too tightly, while mindful practices bring the body into harmony with its own rhythm. Each motion is a reminder that strength and softness can coexist, sculpting a form that radiates composure and youthful resilience. The body listens to this care, rewarding it with suppleness and lightness that speak of timeless energy. Awareness of stance has woven itself into every moment. Whether walking, sitting, or rising, posture flows naturally from within, a seamless expression of balance. No longer is alignment forced, it has become instinctive, the outward signature of inner peace. This quiet discipline shapes not only the physical frame but also the aura projected into the world, one of serenity and unwavering vitality. The transformation shows itself clearly. Muscles once tense soften, movements become fluid, and strength emerges without strain. The figure no longer bows beneath invisible burdens but rises with dignity, carrying an ageless glow. This physical expression of balance is not vanity, it is the natural result of a life aligned with purpose and clarity. Through such commitment, the form itself becomes a testament. Each deliberate stretch, each breath drawn with awareness, imprints resilience into the body. Posture is no longer just the arrangement of bones and muscles, it is the embodiment of a spirit standing tall in truth. The world sees this not only as elegance but as radiance that cannot be dimmed.